Hey everyone, and welcome to our Q&A presented by Just Love. My name is Paula Jane and I'm talking to Judy Carroll. Judy is an internationally known author. Her books include The Zeta Message, Human by Day, Zeta by Night, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and her most recent books, there's two, both of them are Kindle editions, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Paula. How are you?
All of your books are becoming quite a mouthful.
I know, especially that last title, Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science from an Off-Planet Perspective. I'm flat out remembering it myself.
Yeah. So today, Judy has some more information channeled by Maris in answer to some of my questions. So the first question is to do with just basically how are we going? We've been in lockdown, people have lost their jobs, we've been involved in conflict within our families, within our own societies. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, take the vaccine, don't take the vaccine. We can see that separation is playing out, and of course this is all a part of the ascension process. We have to see what we've been in so that we can clear it, to enable us to move through it and into higher states of consciousness. So what does Maris have to say about all of this?
Okay, well, basically, he's just reiterating what he said before, that it all comes back to the planetary controllers, the Repterans, creating maximum fear, inconvenience and chaos in order to keep humanity at a low energy level. Fear is a low-frequency energy, unconditional love is a high-frequency energy. The controllers are manipulating humanity through the cosmic laws of attraction, reflection and manifestation. And they're doing this to create and maintain maximum fear, anger and chaos. And because so many down here are addicted to drama, it's allowing this to happen. We do understand how hard it is for people caught up in this situation, and we also understand that you need to be aware. But at the same time, it's important for you to know that so much disinformation is being put out. So it's vitally important to not get sucked in and dragged down into the abyss of negativity that's been created. The more you link into the negativity, the more negativity you yourselves create and manifest around you. Maris showed me an image here of that Walt Disney movie entitled The Sorcerer's Apprentice. For anyone not familiar with this, it features Mickey Mouse as the Sorcerer's Apprentice, who is left to sweep out the room while his teacher, the sorcerer, is away. Not wanting to carry out this menial task, the apprentice weaves a spell to make the broom do the job on its own. And he also attempts to create more brooms so the job can be done quicker. But something goes wrong with his spell and the brooms just keep reproducing and filling the room. If I remember rightly, I seem to recall a similar scene in the Harry Potter series with goblets reproducing themselves and filling a chamber. This is a great analogy to illustrate how negativity that you reflect just keeps growing and reproducing itself in a never-ending cycle. The only way you can stop it is by stopping the act of buying into the fear and instead waving a magic wand of positivity around you.
Oh, that's nice. Waving a magic wand of positivity around you. That's a good analogy. So can Maris give us any information on what's really going on in the Middle East?
Right, it all comes back to the old divide and conquer agenda that's been used by the controllers since biblical times and before. As well as inciting racial and religious prejudice and conflict, this also serves as a distraction away from all the negative and just plain inept way the authorities down here are acting. The so-called planetary leaders on Earth really do carry on like kindergarten children and seem to completely turn a blind eye to all the corruption. In some cases, they even support it for their own ends. People put so much faith and trust into one or another political figurehead, but most are nothing more than puppets of the controllers. The Middle East is a super polarised region of a very polarised planet. 3 major world religions had their beginnings there, and they tend to be deeply ingrained in separation and polarity. This is the energy being reflected, and so the stage is set for warfare and major conflict, not helped in the least by interference from other nations that reflect controller energy very strongly, by priding themselves on being the greatest nations on Earth. When will Earth humans come to realise that kindness and compassion come way ahead of greatness? Without these virtues, greatness is nothing but an empty shell of boastfulness.
So the Middle East has been prone to conflict for a very long time. Is it on a part of Earth that reflects a negative ley line, if there is such a thing? What can you or Mara say about that?
Okay, the Middle East was closely connected with Atlantis and was where the Reptarian controller culture established itself after the demise of Atlantis. Ley lines aren't negative or positive per se, but just like the energy meridians in our body, they can be affected by energy blocks and imbalances. The residual Atlantis energy was not positive and has caused a major block. It was very polarised, so that conflicting polarisation was carried over from there by those who escaped from Atlantis, and it hasn't changed. The cycle is actually repeating itself, as it's never been healed or resolved. This is the reason why 3 major world religions had their beginnings there, because higher off-planet beings came in to try to heal the energy after Atlantis, but all 3 have since been influenced by the Reptarian controllers. I talk about this in my book, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History.
Interesting. So just to remind everybody, Judy's books are available from Amazon, or you can go directly through Judy's website, which is included in the link below. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your family and friends and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, sending